So what is love? First, humans are not the source of love. Pay attention, perhaps a few points will help you understand this topic. Humans are not the source of love, just as they are not the source of other things. Humans, like the moon, are not self-illuminating, they reflect light from the sun. Similarly, humans receive all these extraordinary qualities from God, which are called God's uncreated energies. The source of love, therefore, is God. Let's see how St. Isaac the Syrian expresses this in his 33rd discourse. Love, having God as its cause, is a spring whose streams never cease to flow. For he alone is the source of love, and its substance is inexhaustible. Love, he says, has its cause in God. It is a spring that constantly overflows, whose streams never stop. God alone is the source of love, and the essence of love is never depleted. This aligns with what the evangelist John says, God is love. However, when it is said that God is love, it does not refer to his essence being revealed to us, for God's essence is beyond human comprehension. Rather, love is one of God's energies. Hence, the source of love is God. All of God's energies emanate from his essence and are uncreated. Now, some of you might ask if God's energy is created or uncreated. Pay close attention here. As you grow, or if questions arise later about this topic, we could elaborate more. God's essence, like his energy, is uncreated. God was not created by anyone. He is self-existing, unoriginated. His essence is eternal, without beginning or end, and incomprehensible. In the same way, his energies are uncreated. To illustrate this, consider the sun. The sun is a fiery mass. If we equate this fiery mass to the essence of God, then the sunlight radiating from it can be likened to God's energy. The sunlight originates from the sun's essence. Just as the essence of the sun is uncreated, so is its radiation. Similarly, God's energies stem from his uncreated essence. One of God's energies is love. When God's uncreated energy, his ray of love, touches a human heart, the heart, like a mirror, by design reflects it. Just as a ray of sunlight reflects off a mirror, the heart reflects God's love back to him. This means that humans are not the source of love, we simply respond to it. Why then do some people love God while others do not? Theophilus of Antioch explains that it depends on the state of the heart's mirror. If the mirror of the heart is covered with rust symbolizing sins and passions, it cannot reflect light. Passions and sins corrode the heart. Thus, when someone is consumed by egotism or selfishness, the heart cannot reflect God's uncreated energy of love. To truly love, one must purify the heart. That is why the Fathers teach that love is the fruit of a cleansed heart. It is important to distinguish true love from distorted forms of love. For example, seeking excessive affection from one's mother, constantly wanting hugs and kisses, can represent an unhealthy form of love. Similarly, love sought through sinful desires is not true love, but a sinful one. True love becomes evident only when the heart is purified. A pure heart is the measure of genuine, saving love. To purify our hearts, we must engage in spiritual practices. For example, avoid watching corrupting television shows or listening to improper conversations. Though you may not engage in sinful actions now, without cleansing the heart, the risk of eventually doing so remains. Cleansing the heart requires both abstinence from sinful behaviors and active pursuit of virtues. St. Isaac the Syrian, in his 81st discourse, provides beautiful characteristics of genuine love. He describes a merciful heart as one that burns with compassion for all creation, for humans, animals, birds, and even demons. This burning compassion is not taught but experienced. For instance, when one sees birds struggling to find food during a harsh winter, their heart burns with compassion. I recall such a winter decades ago when snow covered the ground for a month, causing many birds to perish. Witnessing such suffering invokes a deep sense of responsibility because humanity's sin has contributed to the brokenness of creation. Similarly, one might even feel pity for demons, recognizing their misery and inability to repent. St. Isaac reflects on this profound compassion, stating that tears flow even at the mere thought of suffering creatures. True love, therefore, mirrors God's limitless compassion. To experience such love, We must avoid seeking love in impure places or selfish desires. Instead, we should direct our efforts toward purifying our hearts, enabling them to respond to God's love properly. Genuine love is not just an emotional feeling, but involves the whole person, mind, heart, and will. This aligns with the first commandment: love the Lord your God with all your mind, with all your strength, and with all your heart. In this way, love becomes not only an emotional response, but an active, conscious choice to align our will with God's will. This kind of love makes a person truly happy and, most importantly, leads to salvation. This is the gospel's message of love.